Have you ever got distracted while reading, while working? I think it happens to many people, and today we're going to see one ally that can help you to keep your focus much higher. One of the problems when we read or when we work is that not having a specific goal for the session that's ahead of us, we just get distracted. So what we need for our mind is to give it a goal. We're going to understand what are some of the causes that affect our ability to keep more or less focused on what we are doing. So in order to find this solution, what we are going to use is a timer and a stopwatch. So timer and stopwatch will be your ally. Why? Because they will allow you to monitor and measure how quick you're going at doing something. For example, what happens that when you have a cycle, let's say that today my cycle is a 25-minute cycle. So I have my timer for 25 minutes, and at the end of my 25 minutes, I will have achieved something. So let's say that I have read and studied 30 pages. So if I've read my 30 pages in 25 minutes, what will my goal be for the next cycle, for the next 25 minutes? To read at least 31 pages. So the law of +1 will help you to keep the focus high. Because if my mind knows that I have a goal, a very short-term goal, that helps me to keep my focus high, in those 25 minutes, I will do everything in my power to read faster or to be more focused, so that instead of doing 30 pages, I will do 31. Now, why do I say 31 and I don't say 40, 41, 50? Because your progress needs to be incremental. If you've done 30 in 25 minutes, it's unlikely that you will be able to do 60 in 25 minutes now. But if you ask yourself to do 31, it's just a little bit of change in focus that will help you to go faster. And then from 31, you may get to 32 and then to 33, one step at a time. So by using your stopwatch and your timer effectively, what you can do is to keep track of how fast you're going and give yourself the extra drive, the extra push to be focused. A lot of people like winning, and everyone likes winning. And a lot of people like winning against themselves. So beat their former self. Use this characteristic that a lot of people have in order to ask yourself to beat your previous time. Of course, without giving up on the quality that you want to have. But for the same level of quality, ask yourself, can I be slightly faster? Can I take 1 minute less than before? Can I read one extra page? And that will make a huge difference in the amount of focus that you will be able to keep. All of us, as human beings, process the information in a different way. And that's pretty obvious to understand, but what ways affect the way we process the information, the way we focus on something, the way we memorize things, the way we understand concepts, that's a bit more complex, and that's exactly what we do with Genius in 21 Days when we tailor your learning method to your unique characteristics. One thing that I want to tell you though is that there's a concept that's the concept of the learning styles. Now, there's a lot of different learning styles that may affect the way you process information and also your level of focus. One of them is a learning style that defines whether you tend to get more distracted by what's around you or whether you are more able to keep your focus on something specifically. Now, in both cases, regardless of what learning style of these two you belong to, you may get distracted, but for different reasons. So some people may tend to get distracted more because of what happens around them, a noise or something that's moving in the background, they hear something, or they may get more distracted because of some internal thought. So maybe they see some connection in what they're reading with something else that they are interested in discovering, or maybe they have a thought that comes from the book, the text that they're reading. Now, in both cases, there are measures that you can take in order to improve your focus. But the interesting thing is that such a learning style also affects, for example, which kind of teaching will be good for you, which kind of book will be easier for you to process rather than another. So it is extremely important to understand how you work Because by understanding how you work, then you can see how to approach a text. You can learn how to use your strengths, but also how to make up for those weaknesses that maybe in the past have led you to be slower than you wanted or not as effective as you wanted to. So learn how to understand yourself. Pay attention. What kind of things distract you more? Internal thoughts or outside things? That's already some food for thought. And then if you want to have a free consultation with one of our mentors, DM us so that we can help you to understand a bit more about the way in which you learn and how you can develop your natural and unique characteristics.